Stephen Wikowski from Christian Music Network, and we're here with Glenn Rogers from Primal Metal Band. So how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Yeah, the band's just called Primal, and don't forget, I'm in Deliverance as well. I'm doing good.
Cool, 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 cool. So tell me about yourself.
Well, let's see. I'm 57-year-old guitar player and father of a daughter, and work a job like everyone else and play music. That's pretty much very boring, but that's what I do.
Hey, cool, 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 cool. So what are your three favorite songs that you've done?
Oh man, I have three favorite songs that I recorded.
Yes, yes, yes.
Well, okay, I'm gonna go with probably The Call from the first Deliverance record.
Okay, cool.
That was one of my favorite guitar solos I ever recorded.
Okay,
And then from my days in Hyrax, probably the New Age of Terror,
okay,
which I wrote, performed all the guitars on that one.
okay.
And that's from that album. That was in 2004.
Cool.
And um, I'm gonna say probably from my new record from Primal, there's a song called Ever. It's the ballad. It's the last song of the record. But it ends and builds in a nice heavy metal ending and beautiful guitar solos, and I just love that song.
Cool, cool. So how did you get into music?
Oh God, ever since I was a kid, I'd say when I was in fourth grade, that would be 1976. Um, Pretty much, I got introduced to the Beatles, and my friend was a guitar player, learned, and he started teaching me some chords. And I had down the street from me, from where I lived, was a band, a garage band. Um, and in that garage band was a bass player who was in the band called the Bullet Boys.
Okay.
So they were a cover band at the time. And so we would hear them while we were playing football in the street, and they would be rehearsing. And so that got me interested in music, you know. And the drummer, who's a guy who lived there, would let me bang on his drums. And, so that's how I got started.
Cool, 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 cool. So how did you get into deliverance?
Well, I was in a Christian band called Hero,
Okay, hero. Okay,
and that was on. We have two songs that was on the first California metal record.
okay,
Um,
cool. I remember.
so yeah, so how I got in Deliverance was I worked for a painting contractor, and his brother was Randy Hyde. His brother was Chris Hyde, who was the drummer of Deliverance, and so we actually worked together on the job. And my singer and hero at the time was Robbie Bronze, former Holy Soldier singer. We all worked for the same company. And so Chris would always, ask me, hey, when you would like to jam, because he knew I played thrash metal music. And so he'd always bug me about it. And at the time I was in Hero. And then at one point in the time, there was a show and they just lost their guitar player. And Chris said, we need you to fill in. Could you do it? So my very first show with Deliverance was a one rehearsal show. I didn't really know the songs that well, but I
Okay,
knew basically I'd be on stage, and when it was time to do guitar solo, Jimmy would say on lead guitar, Glenn Rogers, and I'd do my solo. And, it turned out to be a cool show. And shortly after that, they invited me to join the band permanently. And at the same time, Hero, we were losing our drummer, Pete, because he was the road crew for Striper. So they were going on tour. And so we had to leave the band to do that. So it was just the right time for me to move over to Deliverance. And so that's when I did it.
cool, 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 cool. So how do we get all your music?
Um, it's pretty easy to find. I mean, in most places, you can find it on, well, a lot of it on YouTube. You can find it on Amazon. The last few records I was on, eBay will carry it. So like the last Deliverance album we did in 2018, 2019, that's still available. Um, the Primal album, which is my new band. Well, actually, been in this band a while, but our
Yeah.
album just came out on No Life Till Metal Records. That's a subsidiary to Rox Records. So all you Christian metal fans know Rox Records. They have a lot of titles, so we're affiliated and we're signed with them. So that's where you can find it. Also, all the digital platforms, it's out there as well. So iTunes, all of those Spotify's and stuff like that. It's pretty easy to find. You just have to search, and that's it.
Cool. So, what are your concerts like?
They're very intense metal shows. I mean, that's pretty much, if you're a metal fan, you know, uh, got stage diving sometimes depending on the crowd, how big the crowd is. Primal, we haven't had any live shows yet because we just released our album, but I can
Okay.
go by the last Deliverance tour I did 2019. We went to Germany and Scotland, and audiences were full, and very enthusiastic, and it's a fun show.
Cool. So, yeah, so you're coming out with your new album, Primal, and uh, 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 um, uh, anything else ahead for you?
Yeah, the Human Machine album's just like I said, it's just been released. We do have a first album that came out in 2016.
Yeah.
Both of them are available through Rocks on No Life to Metal Records. There's videos and stuff like that also, so it's easy to find. So, it's kind of that, good old British heavy metal style with the thrash metal influence. So if you like that type of music, nice vocals, yeah, good message. It's all there.
Cool. So, what advice do you have for other m- musicians?
Really, music is a passion and you got to have it, and um, have a plan B because, you don't make money doing this. You really don't. You just have to love playing and want to do it. I mean, God gave me a gift to write riffs, and so I've been doing that ever since, and from the Vengeance record, Deliverance, all the bands I've been in over the years, I just, I have a knack for it. So keep practicing and you know it's one of those things where you just got to keep doing it. If you want to do it, you just got to keep going you know
Oh,
it's in your blood too. You just don't want to stop because you love playing. So
okay.
keep at it.
Cool. Like to thank you for coming on, Glenn. It was my pleasure. Any last words?
Hey, I just want to say thank you for having me on, and to all your fans out there, God bless. And Deliverance, if you're a Deliverance fan, we're playing in Ohio at the Immortal Fest, and that
Cool.
is in July 22nd. The new Primal album is available, and look for us to come out and play some shows with Primal as well. I think you guys will like the music, you like the message, and thank you so much for having me on.
Sure. And God bless you. And we'll wait for the new album to come out, which would be awesome. So God bless you in all that you do.
Well, thank you so much, Stephen.
Yep. All right. And good night.
Good night. Take care.